Welcome to the next episode of the AV Experience. I'm your host, Ryan, joined as always by Jonathan, whatever his name is, Von England. I can't spell his name. I don't know his name. I'm just going to keep rolling with this joke till it goes blue in the face. So we'll figure it out.
Joined as always. You've been doing your own thing, and that's totally cool. Like in the mornings, I've been watching those.
Yeah, I guess the people in Europe and stuff really appreciate that.
Yeah. I've seen that in the comments.
So that's good.
Yeah.
The Aussies are screwed regardless. It doesn't matter. Poor guys. They were in trouble when I did the combat flight sim stuff. They're in trouble now. It doesn't matter. No matter when I stream, they're in trouble unless it's at 9 p.m. So yeah, I started doing that. That's fun. I got to do it early. Otherwise I get too much stuff that happens in the way. So I enjoy it. Did a stream with AVS today.
What was that about?
So it wasn't a stream. We recorded one with Taylo from Kaleidoscape about Kaleidoscape because it's hard not to talk about it, but also the industry. And we didn't really get into anything specific. I mean, it was kind of more of just a conversation. Nothing groundbreaking came out of it, really. So, but I'd never met Taylo, so that was good. I enjoyed talking to him. We watched some movies. You and I have watched
Furiosa,
Mad Max, yes. And then I was actually, before I got on here, before I was eating my cinnamon rolls, was watching Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah.
And very pretty looking, very bad movie. Very bad. Like acting, and it is animated, but it's still bad acting. It's animated.
That one always struck me as a little bit cheesy. I don't hate it, but
I don't hate it.
It was kind of a little. It's got a little cheese factor, doesn't it? Is that intentional, or is it just?
I don't know. I mean, it was one of those first.
I don't know that universe
with Atmos
story behind it,
wasn't it? It was one of the first releases with an Atmos mix.
No,
so it wasn't.
So.
I felt like that movie's been out forever.
Brave was the first one. That was like,
I didn't say it was the first. I said it was one of them. Yeah, but when did Alita Battle? It came out around then.
Oh, I thought it was way later than that.
No.
I'm looking it up too.
Okay, yeah, whatever. 2019. I'm full of crap. I'm full of crap. Thanks for
5 years into the life.
Yeah, whatever. 5 years later, who
one
cares?
Of the newest ones.
That was one of the first ones 5 years later. It's getting put in my place. I did say in my last stream that I need to be corrected, and Jonathan's here with a sledgehammer just beating me over the face with it. So
you're not in poor company. The movie on that review has got a 61 on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's not just me, though. You thought the same thing. You thought it was cheesy. Don't put it all on me.
No, I'm saying you're not in poor company. Like you agree with the majority of people that say like it's kind of a D movie, apparently.
All right, while you're looking at Rotten Tomatoes, what did Superman get?
I don't know.
Are there more people that like Superman than...
Ooh, the critics said 83% and the home audience said 90%.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That is wrong.
So way better than Alita Battle Angel.
No way. Alita might as well win an Oscar in comparison to what we watched with Superman. That was... I don't even know. I can't speak.
Yeah, but to me, I mean, we talked about this on another podcast. I think my opinion of Superman kind of went up a little bit like the day after as I was.
But when it's 0, a little bit is 5.
It was the best.
That's still bad.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't an A movie to me.
That's still bad. I mean, when you've got an F and a little bit better is still an F, or in your case, a D-, which in a lot of classes is still failing.
Yeah.
Not great, and I don't know. Bad, just bad. All right, so we watched Mad Max.
Yeah,
and you and I talked for about 30 seconds because you told me that you watched both of them. You liked Furiosa more. I like the Mad Max one.
In my memory, I think I liked Mad Max more, but I watched them back to back. So I watched Furiosa, and then I was like, man, this spins right into Mad Max. I've got to watch Mad Max now.
It does.
So I watched Mad Max. It's literally like a scene drops in and it's like picks up at the beginning of the movie.
They did a really good job. Like that's how it needed to be done. That was really well done. I did appreciate that.
So then watching them back to back, like I really have Mad Max I'm fond of it. It's a good movie. I enjoy it a lot. but I thought Furiosa was a little step above.
What did you like about it more?
A little bit more maybe character development in it, on kind of like seeing some of the backstory and so forth. I
Okay.
like it's the same over the top action. I mean, it's like it's got the exact same feel as far as all that goes. The sound was fantastic in both.
Mhm.
I can't tell you. I'm a big fan of Chris Helmsworth.
Yeah.
He was fun in the movie. Had a little bit more,
Cheese to it.
yeah.
Yeah. Chris did cheese it up a little bit. And I think that's why I liked Furiosa was not a bad movie. It was still a good movie. I appreciated the darkness more of Fury Road. I
Mhm,
liked that it didn't have really any ray of sunshine.
mhm.
It was you were in a pit and there's no getting out. And even when it was positive, it was still dark. So I need
So
to
there was a little bit of a like the boyfriend girlfriend situation that Furiosa herself was in, where her,
yeah.
and I don't know, can we give spoilers on this? It's not a brand new movie. It's probably
No.
right.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Spoiler alert for those who care. When her love interest, like to your point, a little ray of hope. They're in this desolate, terrible place where everything goes wrong constantly, and people are just like slaves, effectively.
Mhm.
Paupers, just trying to get water and food. She has a little ray of sunshine with that like nice other driver,
Mhm.
and that gets tamped out in a really awful way.
It does. Yeah.
And like I felt a little bit of emotion for the characters there, which I'm not sure I felt emotion in the first movie for any of the characters. So I'm just saying there was like a little bit more. They just spent a lot of time on character development relative to the
They
first.
did. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of development of anything in the first one.
No, it was all action.
There was, well, even the action, there wasn't a lot that really took place when you think about it.
Just basically a drive and a
Yeah,
combat scene.
that's really all it was. And they did a really good job of making that encompass an hour and a half and making you not feel like it took an hour and a half.
And there's so little dialogue in Mad
There
Max
is.
Fury Road. Like when
I
I'm watching them back to back, I'm thinking like this movie hardly even talks at all.
I funnily enough, when I was on with Talo and Eric from AVS and Kaleidoscape, we talked very briefly about our favorite movies.
Uh-huh.
And mine recently, you brought up a little dialogue, is A Quiet Place. There's like no dialogue in that whole movie. So I think I have a thing for people not talking.
Mhm.
Evidently, I just
The Charlie Chaplin
silence.
films are your favorite.
Yeah, silent era. Just nobody talks. People are talking, but there's no sound. There's no sound at all. It's just a picture. I thought I was a audio over video, but really, video over audio, I guess. But
That's real funny.
what it seems like is that I appreciate the story felt more through emotion than spoken dialogue, is what I'm learning. So, yeah, a lot of my favorite movies don't have a lot of talking. Because what is there, 4 words in all of A Quiet Place? I don't really know. I should look that up.
I still haven't even seen that one. I knew you're gonna yell at me, but
Well, it's not.
I've
You'd watch it like this.
I've seen demo clips of it.
You'd watch it like this. This would be Jonathan.
It'd be pulling back from my face and the volume would be turning down. It would be a silent film. By the end of it.
Mute. It wouldn't really need to be because it's already kind of a silent. Actually, it's a very loud movie with all of the stuff. That movie's dynamic range is phenomenal. Fantastic. Very quiet, very loud. In the same, I mean, that's why that scene is demoed, is because of its dynamic range. Super quiet, super loud, great scene. So you liked Furiosa. I liked Mad Max for Fury Road. They're both Mad Max. What was your favorite scene?
Well, okay, so probably impactful was that scene where he's like, I have to be a bad guy because that's how people respect me. So I hate to break this up, but I've got to break it up. I mean, he's just kind of like casually telling them, matter of fact, like I'm going to make you suffer because no one gets to lead a happy life or whatever. And then he breaks that man and that girl up. I mean, I don't have it verbatim, but that's the sentiment of it, of that scene.
Yeah.
And then just kills him in an awful way.
So Jonathan's favorite movie scene is Murder.
No, but
Murder.
Impactful scene. That's what you asked.
Red Rum. I said favorite scene. I didn't say impactful. I said favorite scene. And Jonathan's all about.
From From audio video perspective,
That's what you're
from
all
audio video
about.
perspective, do you remember the scene where they broke out onto the highway and it shows like a motorcycle revving up? It's behind the camera. The
Yes.
camera's looking down the way, and there's
Yeah,
a
that was
motorcycle
great.
motorcycle peels out, and then it's like they're racing, and there's like an action sequence that starts there. That's fantastic. That's going to have to be a demo clip in my rotation because that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the sound design in both of the movies is great. They really utilize everything that they have available. It's one of those movies that doesn't feel like it dumbs things down for this or, earbuds or whatever. It doesn't do that. It takes or tries to take, and maybe I'm wrong, but it tries to take as much as available and make use of it for scenes exactly like that. I mean, look at what was going on in the video and the audio with Fury Road. The guitar sequence is one of my favorite.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
I mean, just the energy that's pumping in as they're chasing and the adrenaline starts surging. And I don't even care for the fight scene in Fury Road. It's the chase, the buildup. And then I can just turn it off at the fight scene. It's all that chase and him ramming out with flames shooting out of his guitar. And amazingly that they did that for real. Like that was a real thing. They didn't
effects all the way through
animate that. It was all practical effects. I mean, some of it was CGI. I mean, they're not actually going to go into a sandstorm. I mean, maybe they did, but I don't think they did.
Well, I'm sure that part, yeah, is probably. But all the people like flying around on the poles and the explosions and the car racing and stuff that's sped up. That's why the frame rate's
really got high on hairspray and silver paint and stuff. Make it real. So my favorite, I have to agree with you on favorite scene. I was making fun of you, but it's a favorite scene because there's the largest emotional connection. I feel like in that scene, you relate to her where she's got this feeling and then it's ripped away from her. And that's where everything changes. I feel like there was a switch that clicked over at that point and there was no coming back from it.
Now she's John Wick, just out to destroy everything at that point.
Yes.
And has a singular purpose to get that guy back.
Yeah. And that was that movie. Yeah. What was your favorite part of Mad Max? Or I keep calling it Mad Max. They're both Mad Max. Fury Road.
I just love the intro on Fury Road the most. Like that by far is so fantastic. It's one of my favorite demo clips of all time. Like the scene where he's out there, he's eating the lizard. He drives off with a car. The people are in pursuit. They capture him. They hook him up, tattoo him. Then he escapes. They catch him, reel him in. Then the logo, Mad Max Fury Road. That intro is incredible. Like top tier demo material.
Yeah. I like the chase scene more. Not that chase scene, the later chase scene with flames coming out of the guitar. I like that one. But I do like yours. You use that one, don't you?
I do.
You do use that one.
One that's almost always in my rotation.
So next movie, what do we want to do? And I need to put chat up on stream. It's not there. What should we do?
I don't know. I'm watching 2 movies tomorrow. Are you going over to Sheldon's tomorrow night? He invited us over. You were on that next chain.
We were. I need to spend some time with my family. So no, I wish. What are you watching?
We're watching. Am I going to say it right? Sicario? Is that
Sicario?
Yeah. We're watching that one and probably A Few Good Men.
Okay, I will watch. Let's do Sicario.
I haven't seen either of those. I don't think. Okay,
let's do Sicario. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. And then if you enjoy it, we can watch the next one.
Okay. There's a second one?
There is. Yeah. Okay. It's a good movie. I won't say anything about it. It's good. I remember nothing about it. I just remember it was good. So I'll watch that.
Very good.
That was easy. I need an easy button. Like, I think I have one upstairs.
You need a Jim Cramer button with sound effects.
That was easy. Okay. Did you do anything to the theater?
No, but I did do a stream between the LS.
Whoa, hold on. Did you change projectors when you were watching these movies?
I on the Furiosa. I did switch on that one, but not on the Mad Max.
Why did you switch?
I just still trying.
Were you watching with your family?
No, I watched those both by myself. I asked my daughter if she wanted it, my second oldest, who I thought would have the biggest chance of being interested, and she said no. Too scary, she said.
Dark scene, light scene, dark scene, light scene, dark scene. I'm just.
I also did a stream with the LS 12,000 and the QL 3000, but it didn't work as good as I would hope. only I could tell the differences. But when I had it on the camera, I was using my little DJI Action 5 camera, this little guy, and when it was blowing out the QL3000, so it made everything look blown out. And it was trying to autofocus to the LS 12,000, so it wasn't really a fair comparison.
When you do that again, or if you want to do that again, I'll bring over mine, and we
need to do that. I need a better camera.
You need a DSLR, and we can set the exposure and stuff, and it won't change. You need a camera that can do manual. We can do that. Yeah. And I've got a wide angle lens, so we can have a larger focus area, and we can change a bunch of stuff.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be great. In fact, you can probably see over there. Let's see if I can make this focus. Maybe I can't. I'll just do my remote control. I think I turned that off.
Jonathan's
wrong way. This is my little demo table for now. So it's got the LS 12,000 and QL 3000
storage boxes.
Yeah,
with a piece of wood going across the top,
sitting on top of my subs.
I can't make fun of wood. I can't make fun of you for that because we were using the M4K25 on cardboard boxes.
Yeah. So the reason I had to do it wide like this, because normally I'd just be hanging, right? But to get them more centered in where they were supposed to be and give them the best shot of looking the best they could, I wanted to have them separated. So that was the temporary arrangement.
That's fair. Okay.
Wrong way.
I played with a modified lens.
How did it work?
It has to go back because he has to go more aggressive.
You want more contrast and less?
Well, no, potentially not. There needs to be a lot more because there's a lot of variables with this, and it's not. This isn't his fault. He doesn't have a projector right now, so he's kind of flying by the seat of his pants. So he went mild this time around because he didn't want to go too aggressive, and we wanted to make sure that it would we were good. The picture quality was good, and there were no artifacts. And this was on a customer's lens. It wasn't on my lens that he has in mind. So it wasn't apples to apples. It was apples to oranges. So this lens, it's a zoom lens, and its throw is like 1.4 to 1.8.
Yes.
And mine is something like 1.1 to 1.4 or something like that. So my lens is actually a lot bigger. It's probably 4 to 6 inches longer than this other lens. And I don't know if my lens is a golden sample or if it's because it has to get a lot closer. It's more of a short throw lens. So if it has another aperture or some other zoom piece, which is why it's longer, I don't know. But mine actually measured native contrast wise slightly better than the modified one.
Wow. Okay, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
So my lens was getting 5,700 to 1. And that was measured off the screen. Or not off the screen, at the screen. So I was getting all kinds of reflections. And it was, so what I think I'm going to do is this week or this weekend, I'm going to actually set up a tripod somehow, maybe on a box, and measure it right in front of the projector to try to limit screen reflections to see if I can get a better reading. But 5,700 to 1 at 300 nits.
Yeah, that's
really
great.
good.
Yeah.
And the other one was virtually the same. And we level matched them. But there's so many variables because they're totally different lenses, right? The power settings were different because they are different lenses. The zooms, we zoomed them all the way in. So they were both at max. So we tried to equal. Bob was doing this with me. Bob Digley and I were doing this. So they were both at max. And they were just virtually identical. Like we turned it on and I just thought, well, it's not bad, but it doesn't look any different. And we measured and it was the same. So I think what's going to happen is he's going to do it now and we'll go a lot more aggressive. So I'm hoping for, 10,000 to 1 is where I'd like to be. Because you really need a doubling, ideally, to see a significant difference. So 10,000 to 1 is ideally where I'd like to be. But we got the brightness to spare. And then couple that with or without VDR and it's win-win. But that was my experience with the modified lens. So it's got to go back.
Are you going to be willing to give up some of your brightness? Are you going to not target 300 anymore? Because if you're at 60% laser right now, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're trying to double your contrast, you could theoretically half your brightness, potentially. So that knocks you down to 150 nits, and you only have
usually says it's about 20 to 30%.
So
it's not 50%. We'll have to see. I don't want to go to 100% laser because it's too loud. The projector's too loud.
Is there
Right.
like fan threshold ramp up points? that
Yeah,
you
there
know?
are.
So
Yeah.
60% one, or is it higher than that?
No, it's like 75 or 80%. So
Okay,
I've
that's
got
probably where
some
you want to stop.
headroom.
Mhm.
I've got some headroom. But we'll see. I can also play with the calibration of the white point and try and move it a little bit and see if we can gain some of it back. I mean, there's things I've got some flexibility here. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But it was artifact free, so that was a win. There was a win. There was a silver lining. So now it's got to go back, and it'll get modified again. And it'll come back again. So we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
That was my. Did I do anything else? So I'll tell the story again. I told my short stream this story. Jonathan, you probably heard me talk about it. The mice.
Yes. That you thought there was some behind the screen.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, I about died. Right. So this was, I think this was Monday or Tuesday, and I sit down in the theater to do something. I don't remember what it was, and I had my laptop in front of me, and it had been used earlier. And you guys in chat, some of you may have heard this already because I talked about it on one of my weekly streams in the mornings. And I hear animals, and it sounds exactly like mice running around. And it sounds like an infestation. Like they're everywhere. They're talking. They're, doing this. They're doing all kinds of stuff. My insulation's probably all over the place. And a few weeks ago, I'd found a dead one. Like there's a lot of construction around, so we get them every once in a while. And this one had gotten back there and I guess couldn't get out. He's dehydrated. So I have traps.
Did you
in the
smell it
garage.
or just find it?
No, it was dead already. And I have traps in the garage. It's rat poison, but it doesn't kill them right there. It makes them really thirsty. So they go try and find water and then die eventually. So they don't die in my ceiling. That was my goal. So that's what happened to this guy. He just couldn't get out. So he died. He was on the floor. He'd been there a while. I hadn't been back there in a while. He'd been there a while. So that I had that happen. I'm like, oh my God, there were more. Lots more, many more. It was like Ratatouille. You see two, and then the ceiling falls in. They're everywhere. And I am panic texting my wife. It is bedlam. It keeps going. Like, it's not like I heard it and then couldn't find it again. And then I talk. I'm like, oh my God, they're not even scared of me. They're going to come out. They're going to come through the screen. And I didn't think they were going to attack me, but I thought there were so many that they didn't care about me. Like,
That's real funny.
It's going to be awful. So then I hear some noise and there's this aha moment where I was like, that almost sounded like a bird and not a mouse. So then I look at my laptop and there's an app. So I have a MacBook and you can see all the apps open at the bottom. And I have what's the Unify Protect, which is the cameras that are on the house. And one of the cameras I had been in earlier, and it was like my front doorbell that it was looking, and it was open and the volume was up really loud and you could hear all of the birds and it was birds. And I just sat there for a moment and contemplated just ending it all because of what had happened, what had transpired. So I had been taken by my camera and the birds had, I'm going to go back there like next week, and it's going to have been an infestation. And
there's 17 dead mice back there.
No, it's like Ratatouille where they're all eating and then walks in and then they all look at him and it's just, then they're everywhere and it's mass pandemonium. And but as of right now, I don't think I have a mouse infestation. So
I laughed when I watched that.
Oh God.
Out loud even. I thought it was pretty funny.
And then did I tell you about I told you about my son with the dishwasher?
No, I don't think I heard that story.
Okay. So a couple months ago, my son, he was trying to be helpful. And I'm going to say this one detail and you're going to know exactly where it's going. We were out of dishwashing soap under the sink. We had some in the pantry, but we were out of dishwashing soap under the sink.
I know where it's going.
So he, being 15 and knowing nothing of the world, finds the Dawn dish soap, and it says dish soap.
Yeah.
So he goes, and puts it in the dishwasher.
Did you have a foam factory like in your house at that point?
So thank God we caught it when we did, because the dishwasher is right above the Christie.
Mm.
And for anybody that doesn't know, if you put too much foam, if too much foam develops around the drain, the dishwasher will not drain, and the water will find its way out. And it did. But we caught it right when it started. So there was a little puddle, and there was about a foot of foam coming out of the dishwasher. And then you open the door to the dishwasher, and there's no dishes anymore. It's just foam.
Or the ceiling foam.
Just foam. So my wife let our son have it. But he's like, I didn't know. It said dish soap. Okay, but not a great idea. We've never used that dish soap before.
Dish soap does.
Oh, man. What a cluster that could have been. Mice probably would have loved it that were in the ceiling. Like, free water. I've been thirsty from the poison. Now I get water everywhere. So, man,
Yeah, that almost scares you as far as trying to figure out if you need to put some sort of like plastic tarp above your projector or something since it's right over the kitchen. Because I mean, a dishwasher will legitimately leak from time to time. You know, if it doesn't get closed right or a seal starts to falter or fail.
Yeah.
I've had dishwashers leak legitimately in my life.
We had a dishwasher fail. The generator killed it. I've never had one like just leak because of it. But actually, your idea with the tarp isn't a bad idea. There's not a lot of room above the projector, though.
Well, tarp can be super thin, and then you just pin it tight on one side and looser on the other, and just so the water would run off. It wouldn't stay on the projector.
That's actually super smart. It is plywood up there, so I kind of wonder if it would eventually find its way to one of the holes for the speakers or HVAC hole that's right there. I'm not
sure it's worth the risk.
I don't know that it's worth the risk either. Where are you going?
So look at my ceiling up there.
Uh-huh.
It's got a hole because I'm redoing the mounts over there. But where those tiles are, right above that is the master bedroom, bathroom, and the shower and stuff. And my kids, I have young kids still, and the young kids will make shower messes or bathtub messes, right? Especially if they're playing in the tub. These tiles have multiple times gotten stains in them. So last time I put new tiles up there, I got some puppy pads. And I put puppy pads above.
Who's peeing in my ceiling?
Yeah, I put puppy pads above each of those tiles, like full size puppy pads, and then hopefully I haven't gotten any spots on them, so hopefully that'll be the trick. But things we got to do.
Ryan, this is not what I want to hear. I had a dishwasher have the heating element melt the pan at the bottom, and it leaked and destroyed the floor below the dishwasher.
Ouch!
It turned the plywood into mush before we caught it. That's not helpful.
Ouch.
Not helpful. Don't they sell like pans for the dishwasher?
Sure, but how would you fit it in your cabinet then? Because you probably go right to the edge of your insert, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't know if they have a pan that's in there or not. Maybe.
You guys didn't know that you were tuning into an AV stream, but we were going to geek out about dishwashers. Dishwashers. I need to look at
Grant from our Kansas City group had a really unfortunate event. At one point, his two twin boys, they were real young. They decided it would be fun to clog up this bathroom sink upstairs and leave the water running just so they could see the effect. And all that water was above his theater in the upstairs. So it went through the upstairs into the kitchen into his theater, and it wrecked so much stuff.
Oh no.
They were just young. They were like young enough to do that kind of thing without realizing the consequences. And it wrecked his theater. He had to rebuild his theater. So anything can happen, man.
Well, oops, sorry, actually is a really good idea. And I actually have water sensors next to our water heater and furnace drains. And then there's one next to the sump pump. So what I probably need to do is just put a water alarm that ties into our alarm next to the dishwasher and put one above. Well, if I put it above the projector, that's probably too late.
It's too late.
But next to the dishwasher would probably work.
How are they going to auto shut off if they're expected to be on? How does it know if there's a leak versus the dishwasher just using the water? Oops, sorry.
It detects water somewhere. Like you put a water sensor, and if it detects it, it kills The
Oh, so it's like a little system. It's not.
yeah, that would be my guess. That's a good idea. I should do that. Next time Jonathan hears from me, I'm going to have caused my own flood by trying to do this myself.
That's right. Install this thing.
I was trying to save myself from a flood, but I caused my own flood. How do you think
filled up a
insurance
50-inch subwoofer canister like a bathtub?
Oh. Somebody that's really good at just drawing something quickly, find the picture of that 64-inch subwoofer hanging from the engine hoist, put it flat, make it a boat, and make me rowing in the 64-inch driver.
In the basement. That's
yeah, like Popeye the Sailor.
Yeah, that's funny.
That would be good. That would be good. Okay. So enough out of Ryan's drama. I don't think I've got any other drama. Not right now. Everything's functioning A-okay at my place. And I say that and something's not going to work. Everything working okay at your place?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Okay. That's good. We got a super chat. That's a good way to stump into the questions. If you guys have any questions, put them in chat. We will try to get them in the order they are received. Sometimes we jump around depending on if we see one that's pertinent to the question we're answering. But we're going to start with GC and his super chat, and then there's some other questions that we will jump back to. So if you guys have any questions, drop them in chat. GC super chat, $10 USD. Thank you very much. Never expected. Installing a 9.2.4 system with JBL HDI 3800s, HDI 4500 center using Marantz AV10, AMP10. Speaker wires are already in walls, so I can't buy wire, only buy amp. Would buy amping offer any benefit?
I don't think so, but I'm going to give him a link for him to read more. I think Roger Russell Wire Table has a section on this. Let me see if I can find that and put a link in chat. Maybe. I thought they did. I'm not seeing it on this.
Well, the easiest thing to do is we can look at the speakers. So let's look at that JBL HDI 4500. All right, let's look at this guy. Where's he at? Where's the JBL website? There he is. Okay, so zoom in here. I'll share my screen so we can see it. This guy, share. Boom. Get rid of that. So this is the speaker. And this speaker, the HDI 4500, has... I hate it when manufacturers do this. A recommended amplifier power of 200 to 250 watts.
It says 20.
Sorry, 20. Thanks, JBL. That's very helpful. There was an audio science review. What's this one? It's not a mirror. But did they do any compression testing? This
is a 4500 instead of 4800, right?
This is 4500. We do care about that, but not for this question.
I think my general feeling on Biamp is that it's something that's not going to be needed on the vast majority of consumer systems, and in my opinion is not needed on your system. So I just enjoy it with AV10 and your existing wiring, assuming your existing wiring is reasonably good. Like if you got some sort of little, since it's pre-wired, if you got some sort of little scrawny like 18 gauge wire in the wall or something, then you need to replace it. But if you've got 14 gauge wire or 12 gauge wire, you're good to go. Just link, if you got multiple terminals on there, just link them with a little included clips that chain the top and the bottom together and use it that way.
So my thought process on the biamping is that speaker is going to compress before the extra power from biamping is going to do anything.
Well, and the reality is a lot of times those tweeter units only handle like 25 or 50 watts.
Yeah.
So the woofers take more, but those aren't even big woofers. They're 5 1/4 inch woofers. So
yeah.
This is again one of those things where you might see something on some sort of test bench, but you're just not going to notice it in real life. You're just not. And if you think you do, it's placebo in almost certain terms.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother. I mean, if the amp 10 has extra amp channels, have at it. But I don't think you're really going to get any benefits.
I was sure, and I must not be remembering correctly because I'm not finding it in a Google search. But Roger Russell wire table. Look up Roger Russell, and then if it's not in one of his like drop down shortcuts, but he does have. Wait a minute, I might have just found it. I just found a different link. Buy wire.
Yeah, oops, sorry. Biamp is good for tube amps because they give you like half a watt. That's a gross overestimation, but they're not going to give you near the power that a traditional amp is going to deliver. So a tube amp, in a lot of cases, there are some exceptions, can benefit because you just don't have the needed power coming from one channel. The amp 10 does. I am starring questions.
At any rate, I don't see that article anymore. I thought I read it years ago. It must
Got
have
our
been
hopes
somewhere
up
else.
and then dash them. Oh, here it is. No, it's not.
If you read up on this a little bit on Biamp and Bywire, and Biamp has more legitimacy than Bywire does, but read up on Biamp. I think you'll find that it mostly is just something that's like prevalent in audiophile circles and not really tested to have merit in real subjective tests.
It can be beneficial if the speaker has a really high power handling rating. Like if the speaker can handle 1,000 watts and you have a use case to deliver that, maybe. There is, like if you've got a really far throw, can be helpful. Or if you're biamping to like run 1 amp to a tweeter and 1 amp to the mid, the Neolith can do this. That can be helpful in some situations, depending on what you're trying to do. If the impedance loads are different, if they need drastically different things in order to function correctly. There are some use cases, but in your use case, probably not.
I'm trying to catch up with comments. I'm pretty far behind. Are you caught up? I wasn't even looking at them at all for the first part of this podcast.
I've been starring them, so I'll keep starring if you want to answer. How's that? Can you do the pinned question?
You want me to bring them up, you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. I want you to do everything, Jonathan.
Ryan B says, "Hey guys, I'm just struggling to get bass levels good in Dirac Art using Storm Curve with plus 18 dB to the low."
Dang!
Yeah, that's
a lot.
Does your experience with Dirac Art in general, does it typically kind of neuter the bass as far as its default preference or its default settings? Like Odyssey is known to do that. Most people will say Odyssey kind of neuters the bass they want.
Dirac can have some serious issues with vicinities of 20 to 30 hertz and down. It can just say, yeah, we're not doing that, and put a curtain and you don't get any of the stuff down there. So there's that. That can happen. You may have, I'd be curious to know what the subs are in that room.
He's got some 6.5 inch pawn shop subs. That's what he's got. Really? Have you ever seen those forum posts? I'm making a reference. Ryan, I don't know what you got. I'm just teasing. But I've seen forum posts where like I give my sub plus 12 on the AVR and it just doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything.
And they're using like some sort of little like 6.5 or 8 inch driver.
And then I'd laugh if he filmed the video and it's the day after tomorrow and there's and then there goes the driver.
Phone fires off.
Ejects.
Speed of a bullet. Yeah, Ryan, we're teasing you. This is good-natured teasing. I don't have any idea what your setup is.
Jonathan makes fun of me all the time, so it's okay. But I'd want to know what the subs are because you could very well just be running into compression.
Oh, look at that. He's got 3 SI-24s. We were making fun of the wrong man.
Oh. Well, it could be positioning. Maybe. Dirac's not magic, right? Where are the subs sitting? And have you measured it all outside of Dirac? What is the frequency response looking like? And what are you chasing? Are you like Scott Newby level where you want your foundation to be cracking? Are we Doug Chappello where we're going ha 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 and he's got a screw gun and he's screwing his drywall back in? Or is that what we're trying to get to? Or are we trying to just go to solid levels? What are we trying to do? Answer me that.
MW says, hey, you can't even do an 18 dB curve. So where did you get that extra? Is that true or not? I mean, I don't have a storm to know. Can you do an 18 dB curve? Or maybe
well, you do it in Dirac. I don't know how far you can actually raise it. I've never tried that far. So you could do a house curve and just go whoop, but I don't know. You can't add 18 dB. Well, no, you can, because you could +6 it or +12 it, which adds. So in Storm, when you're doing your trims, like if I'm looking at the theater, I can add to every channel just +6 everything. And it's adding +6 for the output voltage instead of going through and changing each gain. It just says +6 and gives you a little bit more headroom because the Storm has adequate voltage that it's not going to clip.
Mm-hmm.
And you could take that to 12. So if you did +12 and then I added another 6 in each of the gains, you could. You may be running. So that's something you could be running into. MW, that got me on a think of, depending on what the output voltage is, right? You could be clipping somewhere. You have to measure. I'd want to know what your measurements are and what you're trying to get to.
Someone's asking what you're drinking tonight.
What I'm always drinking. This one's grape.
Now we cut away to our sponsor, Celsius.
I need to get one of those Celsius refrigerators
right?
that you used to put in, used to see all the time on like videos, or I did. And they'd have like a Celsius refrigerator in like on Twitch and stuff, or DDE for the Daily Driven Exotics would have one. And I just like the way they taste. And don't drink them really fast. They have 200 milligrams of caffeine. So I don't drink them really fast. I'll sip on one for 4 or 5 hours. So I don't, it's like having, I don't know, 4 cups of coffee. I don't think it's quite like having 4 cups of coffee, but you get my idea.
Tiki Tom says, on your next home theater part or projection comparison, you should use YouTuber Iron Straw Incorporated as the source. Great anime. The Devil's Own Iron Legions will give you a taste. Music is awesome. 1080p. I'll check it out. I don't know anything about that. You heard of those people?
Nope.
I'll take a picture. So
I'll look at it though. Done. You should look at it when you're at Jonathan or at Sheldon's tomorrow.
YouTubers as the source, huh? Interesting. Thanks for the suggestion. We'll give it a try.
That'll be good. I'll look.
MW says, what are good kick subs I can put in a wall? 4-inch depth. I found Dolly, Phantom 10, and Elementi subs. Anything else to consider?
MW, why are you looking for kick subs? Don't you have like huge subs? Why are you doing kick subs? Is this for a different room?
You're looking at like shallow mount stuff at that point, man.
Yeah, you're looking at your like SVS stuff. You're looking at Martin Logan has a pair of 8s. I mean,
but kick subs, there's like small drivers and kick subs don't go together in my mind. Like I think of kick subs being a term that's like a 15 or an 18 or 21-inch high tuned kick drum type. You want to get that impact. That's not traditionally done with little tiny drivers.
But maybe that's his compromise, right? Maybe that's all his room can do. I'm going to laugh if that's all his room can do, and then he's got this big-ass 33-inch subwoofer sitting just not in the wall right behind him.
MW, feel free to opine on that a little bit more so we know what you're after. All right, Ryan, here's a question for you. What are you using to power that big 64-inch monster?
Ascendo subs. Their new AIA 10K2. So it's a great amplifier. It does amazing things down in single digits, which is why Jeffrey did that sub or did that amp. It's a single U, 10,000 watts on a 20 amp circuit. That's what drives all the subs. So The 64 in each of the 33s gets 10,000 watts, 5,000 watts per voice coil. And then each of the 21s gets 5,000 watts. So, and we do clip. Or I can clip.
Yes.
Normal watching, I don't clip, but I can clip. I can push them into protection. Absolutely.
Good man.
Yeah.
Ollie, Ollie NCC. Wonder where CC is. Wife is kicking the PB16 out of the family room. She said I could put a sub on top of the built-ins on either side of the TV as long as it's white and small. Thoughts on Martin Logan Abyss 8 or Dynamo 10? Pass. Getting rid of this PB16 and getting some.
Just use the PB16 as the end table. Right?
Put the PB16 inside the couch. Take the back of the couch off.
Make it the couch. Direct attach seat backs to the PB16 and sit on it. Just get like those cheap cushions that our parents used to put on the wood dining room table or the dining room chairs, and then tie it in nice little grandma bows around. Yeah. So it's got this like checkerboard seat cushion and then a direct attach something on the back. So you sit on the PB16. It becomes the seating.
Yeah. Get
not really
make them replace the couch cushions. I'm on board with that. Otherwise, just get your wife's favorite plant and super glue it on top of the sub and put it in the corner.
You don't have a place to hide it or put it. I know it's a big sub, but you can't make it an end table.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to be happy with that unless you don't like the bass. You're not going to be happy with that downsizing, man.
No. The Abyss 8 or the Dynamo 10.
How many 8s would it take to make a 16? It's probably like 6 or 8 8s or more to get the output of a 16. On the lowest frequencies, like that's a long step, man. We're skipping your comment. We don't like your idea.
Maybe, hold on. Maybe this, I don't know, but maybe this is not his primary listening location.
Oh, in that case, go for it.
Maybe it's like a living room. And if that's the case,
downstairs,
that's fine.
In your home theater room.
Yeah. Or in your bedroom. The Abyss 8 and the Dynamo 10 are great. They just released the Martin Logan just released the something G. Hold on. I gotta look it up. It's a new line of subs that they just brought back. Chat's gonna beat me to it, or they're gonna think they're gonna beat me to it.
We're not trying to get them divorced. We're trying to have some common sense on this program.
Yeah. More subs. Grotto. So Martin Logan just released the Grottos. 12s and 15s. They're a single 12 and a single 15. Both have dual passive radiators. And the 12 and the 15, I think, are 2,000 watts, which is a big step for Martin Logan. That's big.
Passive radiators don't necessarily make the sub size small. Like it's probably a pretty big box.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they have the Grotto now.
Yeah, but he says he needs 8 or 10s, and you're saying get a 12 with passive radiators. Probably a huge box.
Well, you might as well get a 21.
It's probably not any smaller than this PB16.
Just get a sealed 21. Now, I think if it's a living room,
I wonder if he could do something like this, because the PB16 is going to be. How hardcore is your wife on getting that size out of there? Because you could do like a sealed box 13 coming from a PB16 from SVS.
Yeah.
Those can be pretty small.
Yeah. They could. But what I was going to say is if it's a living room, the aesthetic does matter.
That's a pretty sub. What are we talking about here?
I'm saying the size.
It's time to move. If they can't fit in there, it's time to move. Need a new house.
New wife. Get rid of her. Don't move. Just get rid of your wife. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Oh, man. It's getting
You got to keep her happy. My wife was super mad at me when I had the Black Swans. Oh, yeah, babe. They're the same size as the F200s. In no way were they the same size.
You're on the wrong channel, man, asking people for advice on cosmetic fits. Have you seen Ryan's things he's put in his living room? The JTR 4000 ULFs and the Blades and the Black Swans and truly refrigerator-sized boxes.
At one point, I think I had the 410s with quads in my living room. I mean, I live a dangerous life.
I've had PA gear in my living room. Like, yeah.
We're not the correct people to be asking.
Wrong.
We are asked for forgiveness instead of permission crew here. We're not the other way around.
He must have got us confused with some other podcast.
So, last thing about this topic, Derek says, "What about the small Kef sub? That sub is lies. Lies.
I don't even know which one that's talking
The
about.
little like cube that they said does 100 dB at 5 hertz or something stupid. You remember all of that publicity that came out when that thing released?
I don't think I do.
Oh, well, I don't know what they said it actually did. And I don't know that Kef actually said that. Maybe they did in their marketing. But they were saying, whoever was saying it was saying these absurd things that, oh, this thing can do X dB at this frequency. And it was insanity. Black hole would have opened if that thing was able to do it. So it's a fine sub and it's super small. Just don't expect magic from it. You're still constrained by the laws of physics.
I have a funny little story to tell you, and I think I've probably told this back maybe when Youth Man and you and I were doing it, but it's been a long time. Subwoofer shootout, 2013, 2014 timeframe. A guy named Austin, one of our friends on the forum, he brought over, I think it was a DefTech Supercube, like it had 8-inch drivers in it, I remember, if I remember correctly. And it was supposed to be something that was going to keep up with the big boys, according to the advertising and so forth. It had a couple of 8-inch drivers, or maybe even more than that. At the end of the subwoofer shootout, we had SVS, we had some JTR stuff. We had quite a bit of different subs in there, some do-it-yourself things, including like a UM18, including an LMS 5400. And at the end of that meet, I remember Austin taking that little DefTech Supercube. It was a nice looking sub, like piano gloss finish and everything.
I remember you telling the story.
And he just took it and like chucked it down the hill in the backyard because he's like, this thing is a piece of crap compared to everything else we heard. He just chucked it down the hill.
I'm imagining somebody going to like a car meet now and driving a bunch of stuff and them thinking their car is really good. And then at the end of the time, just putting it in neutral and just shoving it off of a lake ramp and just watching it go into the lake. That's how I visualize that.
Pretty much what it was. Pretty much. Any recommendations for a 98 100-inch under 3K?
I mean, TCL and Hisense.
RTING, man, that's where I'd go to look and see what the ratings are on it.
And Black Friday.
Yeah, that's coming up.
But know that a lot of those TVs that are sold, and pay very special attention, all of you, to the model numbers, and know that those TVs that come out for Black Friday are not necessarily the same as the other ones that they're closely modeling. So just be aware. You may get a really good deal, but just be aware of what you're getting.
I think Black Friday is becoming more and more a bust. That's my opinion.
Would agree. Yes.
I remember when I was a young man, as a teenager and whatnot, Best Buy used to have some legitimate deals where you would go and wait in line. And now I think it's kind of one of those things where, have you seen the meme where it's the Braveheart meme? And it's like, hold, and it's counting down the days of Black Friday. And then Black Friday comes and the price he was watching for went up $200, crossed out and was back to the original price. It's like 800. And it shows Mel Gibson's face, like really annoyed. It's such a good meme.
Oh, I haven't seen that, but that would be great.
Yeah. All right. Hey guys, I wanted to ask if I have a brick wall MLV green glue, ISO clips, double drywall, but I put 50 millimeter thick rock wool instead of 100 millimeter thick. Would that be fine? Or does it have to be 100 millimeter?
I mean, it's going to affect your absorptive capability if it's not as thick. For sure. You're going from 10 centimeters to 5, which is significant.
I don't think I'm the right one to ask on that.
What's your limitation? Like, why can't you add thicker material? Brick wall, MLV green glue, ISO clips, double drywall. So is that all the space you have between the brick wall and you only have the space between the brick wall and the substrate that the hat channel is pushing off of it? Is that the limitation? Answer that and we'll come back.
Paul says, do you guys have any in-ceiling speakers with about a 15 to 45 degree angle for around $500 per speaker?
Yeah, Martin Logan makes some. If you need some, shoot me a message. Ryan at ascendav.net.
You need to pull that little banner. You need to pop that out.
Okay. There you go. Or you can send me an email at info@ascendav.net.
Look
And
at that.
look at that little banner thing.
Scrolling marquee.
Yeah, we're
Marquee. Okay.
official.
Done any side by side with your Griffin and the M4K? Are you prepared to talk about that?
I mean, they're both really good. You won't notice a difference. So I've done this. They're both really good projectors. Ryan, before I forget, if you want to use that projector for a day,
Ooh.
it may ruin you, but you can come get it tomorrow and you can use it for a day.
Listen to that offer. That's fantastic.
M4K 25.
The death of the wallet, right?
Yeah.
You're watching it live.
Yep. That
Just first hit is free.
Ryan just went like the Shaq look.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's gonna clear. He had his things going on in the morning and afternoon. I know because he was talking about going to Sheldon. So
nope.
Clear the schedule.
It's even in a road case on wheels. It's still really heavy, but I've done the comparisons. They're both really good projectors. The M4K can actually get better native contrast than the Griffin can because it's an E-shifter. It's not, if you get up and pixel peep and really look at it, the Griffin is sharper. I mean, it's a huge chip, dedicated 4K, great projector. I think regardless of which one you chose, it comes more down to how much light you need. And that's really what it is. They both are going to get VDR. They both can do Mirage if you decide to do that, which is the 4K 120, 240, 3D stuff. They're both super capable. Amazing projectors. I'd be happy with either. I don't think if I looked at either of them in a room and I wasn't allowed to pixel peep, I don't think I could tell the difference. It's really good. And the M4K is a lot smaller. It's like trying to think of how I can put it. It's like if you took two of your QLs and stacked them on top of each other, that's how big the M4K is. So it's not small, but it's a lot smaller than the Griffin. So if you want to use it, it's here. All Ryan said was, dude.
You got audience members saying they'll fly in to get that deal. Take it home with them. Nice.
I didn't say he gets to keep it. I said he could use it.
Anyone else up for the deal if Ryan can't do it?
That's not how this works.
Look at Ryan.
All right, Ryan, that works.
That's real funny because Ryan said he had so many things to do tomorrow. He's trying to figure out if he can go to Sheldon. Now he's like,
I'm a bad influence on people. I'm sorry.
All right. Second question, is it okay to put square and wall speakers? Wait a minute. Second question, is it okay to put square in wall speakers in the ceiling? I got cheap Swan VR8 IW speakers that I want to put in the ceiling and get better for surrounds.
Nah, man, you have to put squares on the wall and circles in the ceiling. That's the only way. I'm kidding. You can absolutely put square speakers in the ceiling as long as the dispersion's correct.
VR8 IW. I'm gonna Google it.
The gotchas here is most speakers do not have uniform dispersion. It's gonna change in the horizontal and the vertical. So if the speaker is not aimed properly or not designed to send sound how you need it to, or aimed, or all of these variables put together, you may be in for a bad time. But if you can make it work, or you're just trying to get something for Atmos, which if you're going to make a compromise, ceiling or tops are the best place to do it. Yeah. I should make a meme for that. Squares on the wall, circles in the ceiling, and that's the only way you can do it.
So those Swan VR8 IW series, they're like a rectangular, just in-wall, standard in-wall type thing, right? Is what I'm seeing online here. With a tweeter and a woofer.
Dispersion?
What's that?
Does it tell you dispersion?
Looking. Not readily. Maybe I'm not looking in the right place, but it does not have it readily available. We haven't been very helpful for him. Talking about, do we want 50 or 100 millimeter? And we both kind of didn't know the answer.
I think you
This
could.
one.
Wouldn't you?
I'm one that's kind of against putting cheap anything in your theater. Like he says, I got cheap speakers, which means typically when you say that, it means it's not that great of a speaker. So can I get away with it in the ceiling? No, don't do that. If you think you got a bad speaker, get rid of it and get a good speaker.
That's fair.
And that's all I have to say about that. Jeff says, do you expect M-Wave tickets to stay at $50 or increase when it's closer? I can't commit to something yet with 2 kids under 3, but my wife and I are looking forward to making it out there next year.
No, they'll stay at $50. That's not a sale price.
Takes up $1 every day. Buy now.
I'm not that big. I'm not. No. No, it'll stay that way. I thought about doing a sale price, but then I want it to be more accessible. And $25 isn't a big deal. But if you're buying multiple tickets, it's just easy. So they're $50. The website is up. It's not done. But if you wanted to buy tickets, you can now. The shopping cart does work. You cannot buy them for the VIPs yet because we haven't ironed out who's going to do it. Jonathan already said no.
I didn't. Sheldon did.
Oh, sorry. Jonathan said yes. And so my theater will be on it. Jonathan's will be on it. I think Ryan Kramer said he was down, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really think so. I don't know if Grant is or not. And we might have a couple new ones this year.
Yeah. Grant went radio silent. He's like, he's having flashbacks. Vietnam, and he's like shaking in a corner. He's having PSD from that. But they'll be back. We just don't know who's doing it. So Jonathan, myself, I think Ryan Kramer. And
Ryan's on here now. Ryan, are you doing it?
So we'll see. But they'll stay at $50 for the general admission tickets, and then the VIPs will probably again be $200. And all of that money will go to the host this year. Last year we took the organizers took $100, I think, if I remember right. And the theater got $100. This year I'm just giving it all to the hosts. It's a lot of work for the hosts, so they get everything.
So does the 64-inch Ascendo just fit in the same hole as the 50-inch Ascendo fit in?
We actually had to cut 14 inches off of it.
Off the driver?
Yeah.
Just off one side, made a little.
I'm in a very sarcastic mood today. I'm in a very sarcastic mood. No, so externally, it's the same measurements. It went straight in the same hole. Like bolts went in the same spot. It was the same.
Did they start measuring it instead of just like across linearly? They like tucked the tape measure down into the valley of the subwoofer cone and then brought it back up the other side to get the 64 inches?
I don't know how they measured. That I don't ask questions. I don't know. I don't know.
Wait, you have a 64 now? Where's the 50?
I gave it Viagra.
This show is no longer kids say.
Sorry. So I changed drivers because Ascendo had a new driver and they sent me another one to upgrade to. So I put the other one in. It's the same size. Different driver. Same size. Measured differently.
It's strange. I can see the confusion.
I agree. Don asks, is it going to be 3 days? So it'll be the same. We'll open Friday night and then all day Saturday and Sunday.
And Sunday is really kind of a half day, early afternoon type is when the vendors start tearing down, right?
Well, they'll go as long as it's busy. If it starts getting really slow, they'll start tearing down.
Well, and then they've got to pack up too. Because I thought you didn't have the convention center Monday. Is that true?
Yeah, we don't. I'm going to try and work with them to see if we can store stuff someplace, but we'll see. Paul, this is go back to your Braveheart thing. Black Friday, they'll be $75. Yeah. Cross out 50 and just put 75. Don't even try and hide it.
You should do that. No, you should do that. It'd be real funny. Real funny.
No, because then people think I was a butthole because they're not all going to be
They
part of the
already
stream and know what's
know.
going on. They already know I'm a butthole? Thanks, Jonathan.
Oh, I'm in a funny mood tonight.
Where's the CEA 2010 data? Can you imagine trying to get that thing on a Clipple? Imagine my subwoofer cabinet. 72 inches tall, 68 inches wide, 48 inches deep, weighs over 2,000 pounds, and it's teetering on this little Clipple thing that's meant for a bookshelf speaker. And you have like duct taped extensions on the Clipple.
Things just gonna like fall over. the whole $20,000 machine just falls over.
Now
the mic moves.
It wouldn't fit.
Simon, first time I ever caught a live show. I've got a question for you guys. If you can answer, I will be your forever fan. Have you ever looked at the A-wall LED panels? What do you think?
We're trying to get them to M-Wave. I had a conversation with Jason Dustil today, and he said he's going to reach out to A-wall to see if we can get a video wall there. And we're going to try and get, I'm going to put these guys on blast. We're going to try and get just video walls there as well. To get some video walls there for the display side.
Have you seen those at like Cedia?
Yeah, I've seen them at Cedia. They're okay. They're just more price approachable is what it comes down to. I think if you're considering something like that, I'd probably do more of a large TV. I really have issues with video walls until you start getting into the big money stuff. And the big money stuff is way into 6 digits. Like the Christie is marvelous. But it's, for a small wall, $500,000. So I would look more at big format TVs, and I think they're just going to keep getting bigger.
Next one. Haxit. I have a weird issue with my Cinema 40. If I use the crossover to speakers, I get distortion in the treble area and specific frequency. This accrues with the 713, 714, and the Cinema 40 at least. This accrues? What do you mean this accrues?
This occurs.
70, 13, 70. He's had it with 3 different receivers, and it's probably the speakers, not the receiver.
I use the crossover. What do you mean the crossover to the speakers?
I would assume like the crossover that's built into the subs, 70 hertz, 80 hertz, 90 hertz, 100 hertz, whatever. If that's turned on, he gets weird treble.
Could be wiring.
Marantz 7013. That's a AVR. Yes. I mean, if you've had it with 3 receivers and it's like the same thing, then it's not your receiver. At that point, it's your speaker.
Could be a ground loop.
Is it a specific song? He might have some sort of resonance in the speaker itself.
Yeah, that could be it. I don't know what the sound is. If I knew what the sound is, I could.
It could be a blown driver if you got multiple drivers. It could be a resonance in the cabinet, like a vibration that's happening in the cabinet.
No, not the crossover on the sub, the crossover for the speakers. If I use the crossover to the speakers, are these custom speakers? So you're talking about the built-in crossover in the speaker. More info.
Tell us more. You're always using the crossover on your speakers unless you have it do-it-yourself stuff. Like it's you can't bypass that on traditional.
Well, you could go in it and not use it.
You cut it apart.
Yeah.
And wired it up.
You said you couldn't. There's a way.
What I'm saying is a passive crossover is wired in. So if you use the speaker terminals like a traditional speaker, you're not bypassing it.
You need to void the warranty in order to bypass it.
Or are we waiting for him to reply? It looks like he's active.
No. Keep going. We'll come back. Ollie Inc. What day will the VIP theater tours be? They'll be the 16th and the 17th, 2 days before. Mine will be the 16th and not this. It'll only be on the 16th and not the 17th because I'll help with setup on the 17th.
Yeah, he's talking the same crossover we are. If he sets it to 80 hertz, then he gets a crackling.
Oh.
You're barking at the wrong.
Record the sound if you can and send it to me in email. I'm going to see if I can hear it, if I know kind of send you in a direction. I don't think I'll know exactly what it is, but maybe I can tell you what it might be.
Try another set of speakers and see if you get the same sound. You got another, even if it's like a
Yeah, is it with all
garage
speakers?
speaker or something.
That's a good idea.
Oh, what did I just do? I'm sitting here playing with my remote, and I turned off my display so I can, I can hear you.
That's helpful. Now I'm just imagining you playing with stuff that you turn your computer off. Like, oh, there goes
Sitting here
Jono.
just playing with this remote.
He's gone.
Ah.
He's gone.
I thought it was distortion in the mix at first, but noticed that it occurs when I set my speakers to full range. Oh, when he doesn't use a crossover, it occurs. When he has it at full range, it occurs. That sounds like you got a woofer that's broken, and you're starting to get, when you start putting bass through it, it starts making crackling sounds, which is pretty common. If that's the case and you got a blown driver, that's what you'd expect to happen.
Yes. Great observation.
Well, he gave us more
Jonathan.
information, clarified.
Yeah.
Derek says, hey, are your M-Wave tickets, can you get a group buy or a little family discount?
No. I don't like families. You got to all come as individuals. Now, there's no family discount. You just buy multiples. No packages.
HT5150 says, sorry guys if you haven't gotten to it yet, but I want to make sure you saw my question comparing the JTR 110 HT and the Sendo 6. I didn't see that question, but I'm only in the starred comments. You must have started, so you saw it.
Or I didn't. Sorry.
The reality is a JTR 10 coax is going to have more output than a Sendo 6 coax, no matter whether you like the sound signature differences or not. They're both sensitive speakers.
Yes.
One is greater than 40% larger because it's not going to be a straight linear thing.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot more output on the JTR if you need it.
Potentially, yeah.
No potential. It is.
Yes.
Now you might like the sound signature from one or the other if they EQ them differently, but they're both coax at the end of the day.
No. Well, yes, they're coaxes. The Ascendo uses a soft dome tweeter in their 6. It's not a compression driver. The Pro is. The Ascendo normal 6 is not. But it's more going to come down to the room, how far away the speaker is, what you're trying to get out of it, and look at measurements. I don't know that.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought you were done. Go ahead. Finish what your thought is.
Look at measurements. I don't know that I've ever seen measurements on the 110 HT. Doesn't mean it's bad. I've just never seen measurements. So it's tough.
Bobby says, any advantage using Mini DSP HTX for my bed layer speaker, 7 channels, then using Anthem ARC on top of it?
Any advantage to using Mini DSP HTX for my bed layer speakers?
Is there any advantage to using that instead of ARC? Anthem's for auto EQ, basically using Mini DSP.
Don't know.
I don't think you should be doing multiple levels of EQ. There's not any real sense in that.
I mean, I would pre-EQ before you present it to room EQ. The problem is the Mini DSPs are not the quietest devices. Their noise floor is quite high. So I would, do you have it already? If you do, try it. If you don't, I don't know that I would go down that rabbit hole.
I think it's unnecessary.
Back to the previous question. Who was that asked that?
Sendo 6 versus HTR.
Yeah, HT5150. If in the US, send me a message. I sell both, and we need to talk about what your room is to try and make sure of what your use case is. No, the Ascendo 6 is not 2,400 each. That's getting into like the 10 territory. So they're not that expensive.
All right, we're all caught up on starred comments.
We went through all of them?
Yeah, we did.
What?
They're all done.
Wow.
I mean, I haven't been watching the live comments very much, so
No,
I missed some too.
I've been getting them.
I'm reading them. I'm catching up on live comments.
So blah, 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 blah. Derek asks this. His question, I guess, was not really for families. Was more of VIPs. No. So the VIP stuff is all individual. You're paying for that room, and the reason we do it that way is because we kind of have to instill scarcity via price. They're going to sell out, so we just have to make it where you got to be willing to pay, because we don't want somebody to say they're going and then not show up and take up a seat that somebody else may do it. Plus, it pays the host for their time. That's what it comes down to. So you'll have to get the general admission ticket on its own. I'm doing the $200 to create scarcity, but also to take care of the hosts. So, and we're paying volunteers and stuff this year. So it's, can't do that. But then Daniel asks, in the topic of M-Wave, just want to verify volunteer slots are still available. We haven't even opened the volunteer slots. So that's not even a thing. We got a year left almost before we get to this point. So I'm still finishing the website. I got to build one more section, and then I'll put up the volunteer stuff too. So 2 more sections, I guess, because I got volunteer, and then I got to talk about like hotels and things like that. But I'm almost done. I got stuck today dealing with something on the header, and took a while to figure out. And so I'm almost done with that. But hopefully this weekend we'll have the website up and you guys can sign up for volunteers. I don't know how many we'll need, but we'll do it. We miss anything else? I don't think so.
I'm about halfway through the live comments, reading them, catching up.
I've been starring as we go. Trying to. Doesn't mean I didn't miss anything. And we have gone already for 1 hour and 15 minutes. And we're doing Sicario, because you're going to watch that tomorrow. Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, if we got a quiet crowd, then we can call it a night.
They've been talkative. Just we've caught up. We were moving. So I wouldn't say they're quiet. Just we were in a groove. Oops, sorry says I'll try again. Have you seen the new Dayton signature subs? Not any better in low end than Ultimax, but maybe better punch. So I talked to Bob about this. They're very different in how the driver behaves. The Q is very different. It's a different driver. So I think whether or not measured wise, the signature is better. I don't know about how far it digs down. Is it better? But measurement wise, for handling and behavior, the signature is the better driver based on spec, not spec. It's also significantly more expensive. Bob was saying like double.
$400 for 6, but it's $350 for the other one, so it's $50 more.
Oh well, yeah.
400 versus 350.
So if the excursion and stuff is the same, and you get a better driver, yeah, I get behind that. But spec wise, the signature is better. How do you get rid of like a shimmer on screen? Uh-oh. You don't. That is a drawback of ALR. And
like your tongue.
Is he seeing RBE?
No, I mean specifically saying it's like a uniform texture of sparkle. The Valerian.
Yeah, but he's saying the Valerian has more than the Sony. There's some I think it's potentially an interaction of the laser.
I think those tricolor lasers, when they have the 3 colors, they tend to sparkle a little bit more than the.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the way it is on all of them, really. Yeah. All those Chinese projectors.
Yeah. It's a limitation. You unfortunately can see it.
Do all ambient light rejection screens have it? No.
No.
In fact, it doesn't have to have it at all. It can be the projector that's causing it as far as ambient light projector screens. Did you
Yep.
get a first, Anthony, did you get a first party Valerian ambient light rejection screen, or did you pick up a different one?
And then he asked, do all bright projectors show it? No. It depends on the topology of the projector and how it's designed, what light engine it's using. The Griffin, I don't see anything.
Yeah, Ryan Kramer, there goes your point. If he doesn't see it on the Griffin, and the Griffin is 30,000 lumens or whatever.
35,000.
Yeah, it's not just only brightness is the only factor.
And your Epson doesn't have it.
Yeah, it's the technology projector. It can be the screen. I mean, you can get a screen that would do it, but it's not necessarily tied to auto light rejection.
He has a Seymour ALR. I don't know.
I'd have to seen that screen.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But it's more, I'm not picking on the Valerian. It's more of the technology that's being used.
Yes.
That's what's causing it. It's not inherent to only the Valerian. It's a limitation of that technology.
Have you ever had a projector that sparkles in your home theater life? You personally?
Have I ever what?
Have you ever had a projector that does sparklies, or a screen combination that does sparklies in your home theater projector journey?
Yeah, the Valerian.
You personally?
Oh.
I have, and it was not the projector at the time. It was a screen that I had. I swapped out screen and it went away.
No, but I have not been doing this as long as you have. So the worst projector I've ever owned was that LG. The God projector.
LG 810?
Yeah, we can fix this. I can't fix this.
I bought an Elite high contrast, I think, cinema screen, and it was, I don't remember if it was a 1.3 or 1.5 gain, I can't remember, but it looked like crushed reflectors were on the screen, and I couldn't get rid of that fast enough. Like I just couldn't stand that effect. And I went back to, actually, I think right after that, I went to a Joanne do-it-yourself screen because I wanted a bigger size and I could do it for real cheap. And there was no sparkle at all going to that. And it was such a better experience.
So, Anthony, an easy test would be shoot it at a white wall.
Yep.
And see if you see the same thing.
I mean, that said, those, like we're talking about, that Valerian is known to do what you're talking about on different screens. There's a whole lot of topic on that AVS forum with people talking about
I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. So shoot it at a white wall, or have Seymour send you a 2-foot by 2-foot screen sample of just a normal glacier white, or whatever they call their vinyl Seymour AV material.
Anthony,
and see if you see it.
Crushed reflectors, man, that's intolerable. I can't do it. I feel for you.
So he's saying he saw it with the Sony too.
No, he's saying he didn't see it with the Sony.
He said it was barely there, but the Sony was dimmer. So he's saying he saw it.
You're fair. That's true. Oh, you read it better than I did. Yeah.
Test with some screen samples and see if you see it. And if you do, then you know where it's coming from.
I was going to say I was curious how you went from a 7,000 Sony, which is like $25,000, to a Valerian, which is $3,000 or $4,000. Just temporary. It sounds like he's in the process of swapping out.
I'm not saying anything. I have not said anything negative about that projector. I've only talked about the technology that it's using, which is not limited to just the Valerian AVS forum thread. So I did not say this. Anthony did. Go get mad at him. That wasn't me.
I think if you read on AVS forum, Anthony, you will find that Valerian has that kind of characteristic, and I think you'll also find that that's a characteristic of those tri-lasers. When they have the 3 color lasers in there, that's something that spins up. So the way to get around that is to have a negative gain screen, and they have some discussion on there to try to recommend different screens that would help you with that. And that's one way to kind of get around it, if you can get away with it.
All right, I'm going to get off that topic. Paul R., any good calibrators that can do audio and video in the Wisconsin area? I finally got all my equipment upgraded to where I want it. I love setting up everything, but I find calibration mind-numbing. I don't know who would be up north.
There's a whole live crew up there. There's like Pixel Pusher 15 is in that area. Sir Master's in that area on the ABS forum. Those guys are hobby calibrators.
They'll do video. Will they do audio?
They'll do video. And for audio, another guy in that group is like Tony. Those guys will either do it for cheap or free, just for love of the hobby. So look,
all right,
those
don't
guys
put
up.
words into their mouths.
Well, I just know them.
Oh,
so cheap or free, either way, it's in that same tier.
Tony comes back and says he wants $10,000.
Tony is SOWK on the forums. Someone who knows is what it's abbreviated for. He'll do your audio and does it remotely, even if you'd like. I know he does it because I've talked to him about it before with him doing some different projects he's worked on with different people. And then, like I said, Sir Master and Pixel Pusher 15 off AVS Forum. They're all up in that area, and they're all knowledgeable folk. They actually helped with M-Wave in the past, and good friends of mine and Ryan. So look those guys up.
Good suggestions.
All right, I'm caught up on the live comments. We're caught up on the queued comments.
I got nothing.
Yeah, actually, that's right, Paul. He does. He works as the front desk for JTR. That's not his day job. His day job, I think, is with a telecom company. But he does Jeff's ingress emails
stuff. Okay, so we're gonna watch Sicario. You're gonna go to a movie night. I'm gonna hang out with my family tomorrow. Probably watch Sicario tomorrow. My wife likes that movie. We haven't seen it in almost 10 years. So that'll be good. Do we do anything else?
That's probably good for me.
Ryan's going to text me, and I'm going to ruin his life because he's going to see the M4K25. And
I might try to do a outdoor movie night next, maybe. We need to clear with my family, but I might try to do an outdoor movie night next Friday or Saturday. So that might change the schedule here.
Okay.
For the neighborhood. We just do we haven't even done one yet this summer. The year got away with us. We usually try to do 2 or 3 a year.
Hollywood's going to come after you because you're not paying your licensing fee.
I mean, not for the neighborhood, just for my family on discount.
Oh, okay. You're not sharing it. You're watching one household.
That's right. And if others join in, well, I can't stop them. I mean,
no, they're watching from their windows. You can't stop them from doing this.
I do.
I don't know. Wonder what the law would do on that. It's in your yard. Well, you're not doing anything. Can't go past this zone.
I feel like this is dangerous talk. Maybe
okay, we'll end it. We'll end it.
My intent is like going to shine through here in a minute.
Okay. Well, it's a good stream. Short stream. Hour and a half. We'll get out of here. Good questions, everybody. Sicario, if you want to watch and follow along. We might look at your projector comparison thingy. If I have time to bring over my camera.
That'd be fun.
Any updates on the modded lens? Did you talk to Alan?
No, I was waiting to hear back from you. I have not reached out to Alan, but I had a guy on ABS forum reach out to me about it.
Oh, I thought I sent you his contact info.
You did, but it was for a guy on the forum that was asking about it.
Oh,
and I forwarded it to him.
I'll send you Alan's information.
I have it. Oh, you're talking to Bobby Digital.
No, I'm talking to you.
I have it. You gave it to me. I forwarded it to the guy who was asking.
Yeah, reach out to him. If you want to. Do it. Do it.
Now, are we talking to Alan Gower who started ABS Forum? Is that the same guy?
It is the same guy.
That's cool.
Yeah, same guy. I confirmed it with him.
That's cool.
I told him in a roundabout way he ruined my life.
Great.
Starting AVS Forum. You know, he's responsible for my poor choices of career, my poor choices of friends. Just he's responsible for a lot of things in my life.
Huh.
And this scorn that I feel for my wife a lot of times. Yep. My tombstone will read, brought here by Alan Gower. All right. We'll wrap it up here. Thanks for joining us, guys. If you have any questions, shoot them to Ryan at ascendav.net. You can always shoot them to Archaea or Moltar on AVS Forum. Always happy to help. Never feel like you need to buy anything. Just here to make try and make all of your guys' journeys through this industry as easy and fun as possible. So we will see you guys in the next one. Join us on Sakari if you want to. It's a great movie. You won't regret it.